Good morning, hello. Oh, that's pretty loud. At least it's loud for me. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. Hello, happy Sunday. I need to make sure that... Yes, okay, that's showing right. Everything looks good. Mic is actually working today. That's a good sign. Hello, Togglebit. It is a happy Sunday. Oh, and I've got this entire thing here now too, so we can see Zilby. I locked him in here. My wife doesn't want him bothering him today, so he'll be forced to hang out with us a little bit. Got his food. I've got some toys. Also, Zilby, hi. And I got one more of those before I have to go and collect them again. They're little tiny mice that he loves. So what's the plan today? Also, Togglebit, how's your streams been? I've been sort of like halfway catching them, lurking usually. What's the you've been working on? I forgot the name of the project, but how's it going? It's definitely still Rust, so that's good. It has been good. Excellent. All right, so we're working on networking stuff. Oh yeah, so like I have thought about learning that myself for learning things like game dev networking. That seems like it's gonna be a bit difficult, but I haven't done that step before myself, so that's why. All right, so what are we working on today? I'm thinking is to open up VS Code. We're gonna be going into our Exploring Hasura Postgres. So I've recently been playing around with, oh no, Togglebit, what? What did it get you on? Let me take a look. It got you on, let's see. If you want to explore game networking bookmarks, this page, Gaffron Games. Also, because I want you to be able to post links. Give me 1 second. Togglebit, you are now a VIP. You can post links now. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, you didn't get fired. No, I'm not gonna fire you. You're too awesome for that. Let's see. No, not that one. I want the other browser. My Firefox Developer Edition has somehow lost its icon. I'm not too thrilled about that. Ooh, okay. So building the game network protocol. All right. A whole bunch of sort of like article series to go through for it, which is going to be nice. What I think like the first game that I want to try to do sort of like in an example of what this might be is probably something like Pong. Really simple with like multiplayer on there. Maybe even like have a computer on the server side and like people are able to play with a networked computer, maybe, and then like play against each other. Possibly. That could be interesting to do. That's going to come a little bit later. I've got like a bunch of other MMO Pong. Yeah, I was also thinking of oh, what is it called? That like Tetris 99 thing. Doing that with Pong. Where you're not necessarily playing against each other, but somehow also playing against each other. That could also be a lot of fun. I think that might be a little bit more advanced than what I'm going for, since like usually when I do these explorations, it's not really fully baked. All right, so this is all in good. We're coming back to here. So this is VS Code inside of a code space. Baking comes later. Yeah, or it's half baked. Like I only half bake my stuff. So this is a VS Code instance into a code space. So basically a VPS running some on Azure somewhere. I am on part of the beta, so I'm not paying for this, which we're going to see. It's slower than what I get if, you know, my company, I convinced them to pay for it because it is actually nice. And we're using that instead of like local development. And it's really nice. I like it. But let's see. So we previously set ourselves up to have a very basic Postgres database. We have this entire system. I'm thinking about changing up and doing something slightly different this time. So like not the equivalent of oh, what's that game with numbers? Oh, I forgot that. No, not 2048. The one where everything adds up to like a unique number each time. Oh man, Sudoku, that's what it is. This was sort of like level, like pretending to be like a Sudoku level and like player holder. But I want to try something maybe like slightly differently now. Slightly different. Let's see. If I do player, like I want to do something with Rust to connect into it. I don't necessarily want to do like a authentication yet. That could be something we do later. Hi. No, I'm not letting you out. Sorry. We can do a high score. We can do like a game and a high score. I do want to get something that has a, let's do this again. Let's reset. We can do like a game, like it could be a high score database, or it could be something that like stores. I mean, just I don't want to do a to-do, but I might. Do any of you have any ideas for like something that's not a to-do but also simple? So if I have, we could pretend to be a user. Let's say we don't do users. Let's say we do to-dos. So we're gonna start this over again. Shopping list. Yeah, let's do that. So create table if not exists. So we have a shopping list. So that's going to be the list of items to do. We're also going to want the stores that we can get it at. And I guess the prices of what to go. Let's sort of like explore with this while we create it. So we have items that we're going to want to get. That's probably the simplest thing to sort of think about. We have items and probably stores that those items are part of. Those items can be in multiple stores. So we have a many to something at least. That might be a many to many, right? Because one item can be in many stores. That might make sense, maybe, possibly, but probably we don't care about going to multiple stores. We care about getting them in one store. So we want just stores. So we have stores. Okay, so what is going to go in here? We're going to have an ID. We're going to make you a serial. Let's go ahead and make you the primary key too. And I don't think I need anything else. We'll have the name. Let's see, and the name is just going to be varchar 255. I don't know how big the store names can be. It's like Amazon, and you know those are short. Like a varchar 64 might be good enough. Let's see. So if we have a name, then I don't know if we care about anything else here. Then we're going to have our items. So this will also be a serial. It's going to be the primary key. We'll have the name. The name is going to have to be another varchar. Let's see, what else? Now, one item can be in a store, but many of these. So let's just basically say like this item, like there's a primary store that we want to go to. So this is going to be a store ID, and that's going to be our I guess just a is it int? I can never remember if it's int or integer, or like big int, small int. I never remember. So let's try int and see how that works. You're going to be a foreign key. Your references, stores, ID, delete, cascade. And is there anything else? Probably not. Well, price. Price would be I've always thought, because like prices change a lot, but maybe sort of like the target price. It's like I'm sort of like in my mind thinking that target price would be the price that you're willing to pay for this. Anything below this number is going to be great. Anything above this, yeah, we're just going to skip it for right now unless we really need it. Maybe I'll just call it price, and then whoever it is will have to figure it out. Okay, so we have price, and that's going to be a float. Floats are bad to use with actual prices, right? We should probably do int and just store it in pennies, and then like multiply out. Although this isn't a real thing. We'll just hold on to price. Okay. And then do I need type? I don't think I do. Maybe we'll just keep it as like nice and simple. We do have a one to many or many to one relation here. So that's going to be fine. So if we do that, I do need to make sure that I didn't screw this up somehow before I start throwing in data, maybe. Oh wait, they have a money? What? Well, what do you know? Thank you, Togglebit. That's pretty awesome. I did not know that they had a money type in Postgres. Oh, sorry. That's int. Change the wrong one. Money. Okay. So I wonder if they give it like a certain type of money. We can go take a look at this. If it fails. So what I want to do, I want to just run this to begin with, just to see what goes on with it. Now, I could use this terminal, sort of integrated in. It can be a little bit difficult to sort of see because it's small like this. One thing that you can do with GitHub Codespace is you can do GitHub Codespace SSH, and I'm going to SSH into here. Oh, I totally forgot. I don't have that key stored. Give me 1 second. Secret stuff. And I'm back. Okay, so I am now SSH'd into this this code space here. So technically, we could set everything up to use code spaces, but not have to use VS Code. So I do have a task, like a project on my backlog to like set up Vim, and then we'll go into here and like we can just program in Vim in a code space. No VS Code needed. Which sounds pretty amazing. But until then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Docker compose. Let's make sure everything's down. Okay, it is, and an up. So what I'm looking for is to see if everything works database wise. It does not. Okay, so it's super unhappy here. It does not like syntax near closing on line 4. So it does not, can't have trailing commas in CSS. Oh, sorry, SQL. Let's try that again. This part is always the longest in setting up like a project. It's just sort of like Docker compose down, make a change, Docker compose up again. Let's do it. Oh, and I forgot, since we're doing explorations today, you can wear the exploration hat unless it freaks Zilby out too much. So let's try that. Hi. Do you want the, okay, I have a warmer down here. I'm going to turn that on, bro. In a few minutes, that should warm up his blanket for him, and then he can go hang out there. Let's see, did you work? That one, oh, nope. Okay, here. Sent a foreign key, int. Are you going to tell me exactly what? Is it integer? Or do I need something like, I need something else, right? I think it's like Postgres, create table foreign key. Okay, it supports the current. So what I want to be able to do is, okay, so create. Oh, create foreign table? No. Okay, it's part of these column name type things. That's what I want to do. Then we have these column constraints. That's what I want, the constraint in there. Okay, where column constraint is constraint. Oh, I think I need the keyword constraint. Let's take this down. So I think I want, so int constraint. Okay, so foreign key references stores. I think I need the name of this, maybe? The constraint name is going to be store ID, maybe. Is there an example? They're using integer. I should probably change that to integer. Oh, cool. They don't have any example. They don't have any examples of what I'm going for. Oh wait, create foreign table. I'm on the wrong. Okay, create table. Just create table. That's all I want. Let's go see if we can find an example. Have to run. Okay. Great having you here, Togglebit. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream today. My throat has been bothering me slightly since we switched to a different kitty litter, so I've been trying not to talk too much, which might mean shorter streams. We'll see how my throat feels. Okay, so we have. Now I don't know if you really need the keyword constraint here. Yeah, this one has just primary key right there without the constraint. Aricia got caught by Nightbot. What did you try to do? Oh, okay. Aricia, you tried to post this. Thank you for that. Sorry that Nightbot got you. You know what I should do is take this and whitelist it. Let me do that really quickly. So it's gonna be spam protection. Anything from Postgres or www.postgres. Okay, sorry about that. That should allow you to post links for that specific thing again. Okay, so we have a tutorial foreign key in here. Let's go ahead and not print. Copy you into there. Oh, this is what? Okay. Give me the entire thing. Okay, so we have weather. Okay, we have city, varchar 80 references city's name. Oh, is that it? That's it. Okay, cool. That sounds like what I had. Let's see, what is this? So this is gonna be store ID. We now know that this should be an integer. We don't need this entire constraint. References. Oh, is it because I added foreign key? Oh, I don't need to tell it that it's a foreign key, do I? Oh man, I'm used to I've been using a lot of MySQL, unfortunately, at work, or fortunately, depending upon what side you're on. And the little tiny differences like that gets me. Thank you for that. I like that it's easier here. So stores, ID on stores, and then we have an on delete cascade. So that should be fine there. Let's go ahead and we'll not have our inserts because those are going to fail. Let's just see if we can get this working. And reset. Did it work? Create table. Okay, so excellent. We've got the two tables in there. Let's go ahead and now insert some just basic data, just so that we have something to read to begin with. All right, so this is going to be insert into. Yeah, there's the differences between them are sort of like surprising gotchas. Okay, so we want to insert into, we're gonna have to insert into stores first. We're going to insert not the name, so not the ID, just the name. And let's do like a couple different stores. So what stores do we know? We have like Amazon. What are other stores that we like would buy stuff from? There's a in Colorado. I don't know if they exist outside of Colorado, but there's a grocery store called Natural Grocers, which I like a lot. Let's see. There's, oh, you know what? Petco, I think. We'll go with Petco too. Because we gotta get something for Bazilby. And there, that'll be that one. I don't know if I need to do anything else for that. So we'll do an insert into items. And so in this case, we want the name, store ID, and the price. All right, so what are we going to throw into here? For the name, okay, so something we would buy from maybe Amazon. Maybe I'll do like studio lights, something like that. So we'll have like studio lights. The store ID. Now I'm putting this in first. I can assume that it's going to be the first one, right? However, I don't have to assume. We can do a subquery here. So select ID from Jan Puntong. Hello, good morning. What is GraphQL? So the best way that I can describe GraphQL is sort of like an alternate API to REST. You still have like the database. In this case, this is going to be a Postgres database. So very much a relational database. And instead of like REST, where we just have maybe a CRUD sort of like get, create, update, delete routes for each table, or maybe like combination of tables. Instead, this GraphQL system that we have is going to create it so we can sort of like mix and match and grab things together all at the same time. As soon as I finish this inserts, we'll go and take a look at that again. And sort of like see how it works before we jump into the Rust part. It's basically like, it feels like a different take on REST. That's like the basic one I can give. Okay, so from stores where, I guess like name, guess I don't need the quotes. Name is equal to, and in this case, we're going to do studio lights. You just use the basic Django. You do Django so you know. Oh, right, Django with Python, right? I think Django's a Python thing, right? Oh, you have no idea on REST API and GraphQL? Yeah, so REST API is a standard sort of like style for API that has been around for a really long time. Studio Lights isn't a store. I was thinking that it was like an item to purchase, like for a studio. There probably is a store named Studio Lights, but yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes those type of frameworks create RESTful routes for you, and sometimes they don't. So I have no idea if Django is one of those or not. Okay, so select ID from stores where name equals Studio Lights. That should get us one thing, and then put that ID into there. And then let's see. The other thing is price. I don't know. Let's just say that our price is gonna be I don't know, 150. I don't actually remember. I paid a lot less for these studio lights. Let's try this. I'd say I wanted to go big time. I need like a lot of studio lights. Okay, so then let's do something from natural grocers too. So that's a grocery store. So this would be something like maybe we want to get something that I can eat. Celery is like one of the few snacks that I let myself eat these days. We'll do the same thing. Now, of course, I could also just assume that this is going to be number 2. That's a pretty good assumption because like the first one should be 1, the second one should be 2. It's pretty easy for me to just copy and paste this in here and say, okay, fine, you are going to be celery, and you're going to be like 250. You know, that's a good question. Is this going to be a number or is it going to be a string? And finally, something for Petco. Basically with GraphQL, you wouldn't need to have lots of routes. Instead, if you'd use the GraphQL language to query and mutate. Yeah, that's a good point. And the other side of things is it feels like we're moving back into the past just a little bit with allowing the front end to write the query, send it to the back end, and then the back end does the query. It's not quite as bad as the good old SQL in like the front end and then just like blindly run it. It's a little bit safer than that, but it's definitely a blast from a past. All right, let's do like a bird feather toy. and you're probably like, I don't know, toys are really expensive, so you'll be 1050. And that will be that. Let's go ahead and rerun this now and see if like those inserts work. I saw 2 sets of 3 inserts, so those seem to have worked. If we come over to my VS Code now, I see that I have 2 ports forwarding to me right now. The one on 8080 is the one for Hasura, so I'm going to go ahead and open up localhost 8080. This I do get through VS Code, so that is kind of nice. There is a way to do it through the command line. I haven't looked into it too much. But basically, this is now Hasura running locally for me. I've noticed that I sometimes need to just like reset everything. After I sort of like take down, cookies and all that stuff. That should be good now that we've reset everything on it. We're gonna come into data here, and I'm gonna load these tables. I'm going to load the relationships. And now if I come over to API, we can now see here is the items. Just to double check that the data is in here, we can see here are, my query didn't work correctly. Look at that. That didn't work out. So my items don't have the correct store ID. We can fix that just here in GraphQL. So we have like 1, 2, and 3. Okay, as expected for like Amazon Natural Grocers. Let's go ahead and just use GraphQL to fix this. So here's our items. I can just say, give me the name, the ID, the name, the price, and the store ID. And if you run, that is going to go over here, and we see, okay, we have this information comes back. Okay, perfect. This is the GraphQL language, the query language that we'd be sending back from Rust. Here, Hasura is trying to tell us like, okay, we can get like the store name from this. And so it's like embedded inside. However, because store ID is null, that's not really going to be helpful. So just sort of to remind myself, I want to add in stores here. I'm going to have an ID and name and run this. And this is sort of like the beauty of GraphQL is I can, as the front end, dictate to the back end exactly what data I want back. And I don't have to make any changes to the API. So here we can see, okay, we have Amazon, that's a 1. So I want to mutate Studio Lights, set its store ID 1. If you look at your migration, you are filtering depending on the name and store. Oh, yeah, you're right. I was looking at the item in the store instead of the name in the store. Oops. Oopsies. Yeah, okay. This should be Amazon. This would be grocers. That way next time they're working. And you would be Petco. Okay. Oops. Oh, that's why you said that. Okay. I totally right over my head. Apparently I'm pretty slow this morning, so that's a thing. Let's go ahead and fix this in here now. So I want to do a mutation. We're going to create a new query here. My other query is just up here, and then here's my mutation. And then I can just come up here to my previous query. I'm going to name this correct Brooks's mistakes. All right, so here's all of the CRUD stuff that I can do. I can just delete them, we can insert them. I want to update the items. I want to update the items. We need to return something. So let's go ahead and return the store with the name in it, just to make sure that it's the correct one. In fact, we'll just return the name of the item and then the name of the store. So where, okay, so I need to make this a little bit smaller so I can see it. Can you still read this? Is this too small for you, or is it good? All right, come on, stop. All right, so first one, Studio Lights here is an ID of 1. So we're gonna say where ID is equal to 1, I want to set the store ID to be equal. Oh, I think, oh no, it's a set store ID equal to 1. Not 10, 1. Oh, no, that's another, okay, there. That's what I want. So where ID is equal to 1, set store ID to 1, and then return back the name of the store and that. So I can now run this, maybe. Did it work? Oh, it doesn't like that at all. Let's see, what did I do wrong? I have a syntax error in here. So where opens, oh, I need, okay. That closes there. Is that true? No. So ID is equal to 1. Oh, I think I need another closing bracket there. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so now we've associated Studio Lights with Amazon. So now we just need to do it for the rest of them. So we can come back to data and see the other ones here. Don't save that password. So we're gonna do seller. So 2 is with 2 and 3 is with 3. I mean, it should be pretty simple here. You've been building a student app with Rust lately. Oh, that's awesome. What kind of app is that? So let's update you. So you're gonna be 2 is 2. So natural grocers with celery. 3 with 3. And so now if we go back to the first query, we can now see, all right, here's our Studio Lights, here's our price, and here is the store that we're gonna get it from. So awesome. Basically sharing your timetable with friends and meet. That's pretty awesome. Isn't that like, that feels similar to like how Facebook started, right? Like, hey, meet up, hang out, meet up with people and hang out, I think. So as long as you don't become a multi-billion-dollar evil conglomeration, then that's gonna be great. You guessed, but in your country, there is an app already like that, which 90% of students use. Yeah. Is it Facebook? Because that sounds like something 90% of students would use. Oh, no. Okay, that's probably better then. All right, so this is like a super basic introduction once again to GraphQL. So now what I want to be able to do is do these type of things. It's like list them out, maybe update them from Rust. Now, at the top here, Hasura tells me that this is like the URL that I can connect to it with, and that I need this information to be able to like actually hit it. We can test that out here. I'm going to go ahead and install, it's Thunder Client, I think. Thunder Client is very similar to, what is it called? Postman, but it just runs in VS Code here. So we're going to do a post. Everything's a post, even a get on GraphQL. Can take a little bit getting used to. I'm going to copy you. For headers, we have to add a couple. So we need content type application JSON. And we also need this thing here. Now the value here is exactly the same value that we have inside of this secret. Now, I believe we can change that through the GUI, where it can just say like, hey, you're going to be something else. But for right now, this is just like a test version. It's not going to be the real one that's deployed. So that doesn't really matter. So I want throw you in there. Now for the body, we're going to go to GraphQL. Why? Okay. Query here. I don't know why. It's like feels that everything looks better here if I have it like on half screen. Maybe that's not true. Let's go ahead and grab this query. Throw you in here. So we're gonna, this is literally the query that we're going to use. I'll hit send and I get a, what? You're not gonna let me? Okay. And then this is what we get. Our 200 OK, and our data all comes back in this object. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. So now that we know that that's working, let's go ahead and set ourselves up a Rust application. Now, we can have this just running outside here. I'm thinking we'll just create one right next to here.